Hello everybody, we are the Geeks and the Giants. I'm Enzo. This is my forever co-host John, and today we talk about Halloween '07. Not too excited to talk about this, but since it is its 17th anniversary, along with like the other lineup, the last video we have, we might as well talk about it. And I think this will be the only Rob Zombie Halloween movie we'll talk about. Because I don't want to talk about the sequel, unless you want to.
No,
But yeah.
I'm good.
Just to reiterate to the people who are new here, are you a fan of the original Halloween? Yeah, same here.
Bruh. With my girl Jamie Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah,
Dude, it's all like, go on.
No, so-
Never
okay.
mind.
no, please continue.
No, it's all good. Because we already did like a review for the original Halloween.
Yeah,
If you haven't seen that, like maybe Enzo can like put it up above.
oh, definitely. But yeah, this is the remake of the original one that explores Michael Myers more, and like, I don't know where to start honestly, because you're like, at the beginning, I watched this late in life, so I was like, maybe, because I forget this came out at the time where they're like, let's retry all the horror classics, like let's retry Texas Chainsaw with Jessica Biel or Friday the 13th.
That one was good in my opinion. I like that one.
It's been a while since I've seen it, and like
It's not bad.
after seeing this one, I'm like, do I really want to see the 2000s ones? Do I really want to
Yeah.
put myself through that? And there's Friday the
But,
13th
yeah.
with the supernatural dude, not Soldier Boy.
Yeah. No, yeah. The other brother.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, yeah. All I gotta say is like, I remember watching this when I was like 8. I think it's around the time when it came out, 2007. I was 8 years old at that time, and we got like a pirated DVD.
Yeah.
And like every Halloween, like my cousins they all like come together, and then we would watch a horror movie.
Yeah.
And it was that, and just imagine an 8-year-old me just being exposed to that kind of information. I'm just like, what's a stripper?
Yeah.
I was like, and then like, okay, Rob Zombie's very creative with his words, and I'm just like,
Oh, I thought you were about to say about his wife's characters.
also that I'm like, bruh, I get it. Like, all right, cool, you got a hot wife. I'm like I don't think I need to see this, but anyway.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, dialogue is truly masterpiece. It's like, yeah, this is how people talk. Surely. I mean, I'm
guess.
not from the States. I haven't lived that life, so I wouldn't really know. But like, from a movie perspective, I'm like, people really talk like this? Again, not that I would know, but
I don't know either.
yeah.
Okay.
But it is pretty irritating.
It
Please.
was like the whole time I was just like I couldn't take anyone seriously,
Yeah.
and I was attached to nobody except for the two parents, like the adopted parents of
Laurie Strode.
Laurie. Her name's not Laurie here. It's like Angel something.
Whatever, it's Laurie Strode. You know?
Yeah, it's a Laurie Strode. But anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, like her parents were like fine and did not deserve what happened to them.
Oh man. But yeah, there are ways that you could have done Michael Myers' backstory more interestingly. And like, I know if you explore his backstory, you take away the mystery, but like, I'm just like, let's see what you can do. Let's see if you can explain this well. And you're like, it goes down the rabbit hole of like, oh, it's just, yeah, generic. Like, what if Michael Myers was a serial killer? You're like, but he already is a serial killer. What do you mean?
Yeah. Like he like how he's brought up is really like messed up and stuff.
Yeah.
Instead of like this embodiment of evil,
Yeah.
because like with the original one and like the recent one, that was a somewhat sequel or trilogy
Yeah.
to the first one. Michael Myers is somewhat supernatural.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he cannot die. Like it probably might take a tank to just like end him for good. But
Yeah.
yeah, so here it's just like they kind of made it a little human. So I was just like,
Yeah, here they don't explain how he can take four magnum shots to the chest and keep going. You're like, can you explain that part? I don't understand.
Well, Michael Myers is played by a wrestler, so I'm like, when I see that, dude, I'm like, bruh, I feel like if I hit you with the bat will bend.
Yeah, right? But yeah, like I just don't find the story captivating. Like, you find out his parents are shit. Like, his mom's just the only saint, and he likes his sister, not just like in the sibling type way. You know, it's more of the I like you.
Sweet home Alabama.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But he also likes his baby sister, thankfully, in a caring way.
Yeah. Like when he murders his entire family. Like, I thought he would stab the dad more, but like the autopsy is like, no, he stabbed him like 100 times, and in the movie he just slit his throat. I'm like,
Yeah,
I thought he would just murder his ass, not just. What's all the effort then of just tying him down? Then don't understand this.
exactly.
Michael.
You could have just done it while he was sleeping. It seemed like he was a pretty heavy sleeper.
Yeah, and then he murders his older sister in the most merciless way. You're like, but I thought you liked her. I don't understand this.
Yeah. Oh no, well, because she didn't take him out for trick or treating because she wanted to get yucked.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
he's like, but my
And
sister
her boyfriend just gets like,
bash.
I'm like, the man was just making a sandwich.
Yeah, he was even nice to you, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, we go to the asylum, and like, you're just like, maybe something exciting will happen. And like, I watched the unrated version for this, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know this version had scenes of SA in it, but here we are. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I don't think I watched that one.
Nah, good on you. I mean that sincerely. Yeah, and then you see Michael just play out the original Halloween, and you're like, what's the fucking point, Rob Zombie? I don't understand.
Yeah,
Aside
it's
from
just-
the fact that Laurie might be his sister, or is his sister.
Yeah, like all of it is just like beat for beat the
Yeah.
same story.
Yeah.
Which I was like, I wish you could have had a bit more, you know, like deviated from the original source material just a little bit because it is a remake, not a remaster.
Yeah, it's just like, this is just a remake with more yucking and boobs in it, and you're like, oh,
And
okay.
like more curse words,
yeah, yeah.
curse words that we cannot say.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. And like, there's no, he doesn't even like, kill them in exciting ways. It's not like he stabs somebody and then he disappears for a bit, and you're like, where is he? No, here he's just like stab, and then he just walks to the corner, stab, and he just walks up to another
Yeah.
guy, stab, and you're like, it's not even stylized, man. What are you doing?
Dude, like when he was trying to escape the asylum, he just punched one of the cops. He just like had just
Oh yeah,
like whipped a little too far back, and he was out.
oh yeah. And he murders Danny Trejo. Like, that was
Uncalled
unique.
for.
uncalled for and a unique kill in this movie. That's the only unique kill.
Yeah. Well, not. Yeah, when TVs weighed like 2,000 pounds.
Yeah. And poor guy was like, I was nice to you. And you're like, he was. I don't see why Michael's killing you.
Yeah, that's the part where I'm like kind of thrown off. Is that do horror directors? And no offense, Rob Zombie, for sure you've directed a couple of good ones. But but like when you introduce a character and he's caring to the psychopath,
Yeah.
there has to be some nuance to it. Instead of just like, oh, that's how ruthless I am. Even to the nice person, I have to kill him. You know?
Yeah. Don't
So,
understand.
like, they didn't need to be nice.
Yeah, exactly. Also, don't understand how Michael could lift that tombstone of his mom. And you're like, weren't you in this asylum for 15 years? How did you get that upper body strength?
Probably had an indoor gym or something. I don't know. You saw how huge he was.
Yeah.
Like, where's he's getting his protein?
Right? And then it ends like, it doesn't end like how the original one ends, but like where it ends, you're just like, oh, I think it ends like this because it's Rob Zombie, and Rob Zombie likes his bloody endings. Sure.
I guess.
Yeah.
But like Laurie Strode here really took a beating.
Oh, poor Laurie.
Like I was like, if we weren't already confirmed that they are related, the amount of like durability they both had Like, yeah, they're related.
Exactly. Like Michael makes Laura go through like a house and into the pool, and you're like, he like spears her, and you're like,
Yeah.
holy fuck.
And like the first one up is Lori. I'm like, girl, I would have given up at this point.
Yeah, I'd be like, you know what? I accept my fate. Just fucking kill me.
I'm like, let's try diplomacy.
Right? Like, can we just talk? I know you don't talk, but can you just hear me out, please? Or like when he's like showing her the picture, I'm like, you know, it'd be really funny if Rob Zombie made this guy speak for the first time, his entire existence as a character. That'd be the only moment where I'm like, whoa, that's unexpected. All right,
Yeah.
at least Michael speaks here. Yeah, I really have nothing to add. It's not. It's a pretty bad remake if I'm being really honest.
Yeah. And like the the kills were kind of cool, I guess. Like just having this huge hulking dude play as Michael instead of like this regular maybe 6 foot dude. We get this Hulk of a guy who could probably bust down the door.
Yeah.
And I'm like that's a cool concept, but all in all, the story, as we said, it's like beat for beat.
Yeah.
Loomis is not even that interesting. He's just like, hey, I wrote a book about a serial killer or this like insane person.
The doctor,
And-
you're like, hey, you're
Yeah.
alright.
It's not like the Batman versus Joker kind of dynamic. It's just like I used to be his doctor and I made money out of it.
You're like, what a guy. But yeah, no, honestly, this is why people are like, whenever they make remakes of anything, they're like, do we really have to do this? Like, this is one of the reasons why. Especially when it's horror. People are just like, do we really have to have a remake of Enter whatever remake they're remaking now? Like, there are a few remakes that are good. Like, or like, if it's a sequel, if it's a prequel, you're just like, God, just don't tarnish the original one. And when they do, you're like, I fucking knew it. Like, again, with like the sequel to The Exorcist, and you're just like, maybe it's been years, right? Maybe we can be good. Maybe we. Okay. Though the first Omen, the prequel, is pretty good.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, that's surprisingly. You're like, maybe it's because I've been traumatized too much by bad, like remakes and prequels and sequels that I'm like, maybe I'm just gaslighting myself. But it's objectively good. Like, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed myself with that one.
Okay.
But yeah, since I really don't have anything to add other than my score. What's your score for this one?
This is, in my opinion, a 4. I'm sorry. Like, not really sorry.
So what's
It's
it?
not
Are you
that
though?
great. But just like, yeah, as we said, it's just not new. Oddly enough, like the only thing that was interesting here was probably his backstory of like when he was a kid, he got bullied and stuff, and his stepdad is like piece of shit,
Yeah.
you know, and like started like killing animals and stuff. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. And then once we got to like present day, it was just the first Halloween movie,
Yeah.
and that was it. And I was just like,
Yeah. Yeah, I know. No, I'll give this a 3. Look, there's really no rewatchability unless you're like in a binge of like, let's watch shitty horror movies, I guess. And this is
I
one of
guess,
them.
yeah.
Like, you compare this with like, I don't know, Annabelle. If you really want to torture yourself, you'd be like, such potential gone down the drain. And like, I know there's a sequel. I know there's like an '09 sequel, but like, I hear it's worse than this, if that's even possible. So I'm like, you know what? For Rob Zombie's Halloween duology, I think I'll just stop with the first one. It's already pretty bad. Michael isn't even that mysterious or supernatural. I mean, he is, but like, you don't really understand why. Again, why he can take a slug to the chest and keep going. You're like, can you explain that? Other than the fact that you're a beefy dude under that mask, I need a bit more than like, it's some Undertaker ripoff under the mask. But yeah.
I mean, he did have a cane mask in the hospital.
Oh yeah, that's true. I'm like,
Yeah.
Easter egg. That's my only thrill. But yeah, it's a bad movie, if we're all being honest. And like, If you're a
I
fan
don't
of,
recommend it.
yeah, I don't recommend this. If you're a fan of like stuff like this, more power to you. But for myself and John, you can tell we're done. We're like, you know what? This might be the last time I ever watch this movie because I'm like, you know what? I'm good.
Same here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not rewatching this. If I want, I'll watch the Jamie Lee Curtis one.
Yeah. But yeah, happy 70th anniversary. Anyway, if you like what you
Good for you.
good for you. If you like what you see here, please leave a like, subscribe, and ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. We're also on Spotify and TikTok. TikTok to see your best and funniest moments. Spotify to hear us on the go. Individuum Zoda's voices on TikTok and ends with one letterbox. Where can they find you?
You can find me at JomJM_ on Instagram. It is my account.
And until the next one, we'll see you then. Bye, everybody.
Ciao.